Is this the position of the mic okay? Almost ready. It's the position. Yep, okay. Okay, now that I got my coffee, I'm ready to go. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Raymond from HAUS Real Estate, which is our real estate team. If you like this type of video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you're not subscribed yet, hit that red button. And final thing here, before we get into the interest rates and all the news that's happening now, if you're interested in what's going on in Toronto and in Greater Toronto area real estate market, or you want to book a call with us to speak to myself or one of my team members, we can have a buyer consultation, a seller consultation, or just have a chat about the real estate market. Please click on the first link in the description. Alright, so I don't want to spend a ton of time in this video talking about the rates went up again because we all kind of knew it was going to happen. And if you're coming back and watching my content again, you're probably a real estate junkie like me. Now, I have multiple clients asking me similar things. They're all asking, okay, sales are going down, prices are going down, interest rates going up. What's going on here? Today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week, you're going to see a lot of headlines that make things look very scary. And I want to talk about today, what does all mean? Well, how did we get from here? So we started this year with the Bank of Canada at an overnight rate at 0.25. Pre-pandemic, it was 1.75. And there's a few groups of people that this will affect, but it will affect them in basically different ways. If over the last 2 years, you have not bought or sold a property and you just lived in the property and you're thinking about buying and selling or moving, you're probably not affected that much because even though rates have gone up and prices have come down, you haven't bought or sold yet. So as long as you're buying and selling in a similar market in a shorter period of time, you're probably not going to be affected that much because any gain or loss would have been relative. But there are going to be a group of people that's going to be affected and put them into two different categories. Now, the first category is on the purely financial side. They have a variable rate mortgage that isn't static, meaning their payments aren't going to be up moving forward, or they have a HELOC on their property, and the payments on that will also go up. And on the other side, you have the purely emotional. These changes don't affect them because they have a fixed rate, or maybe they have a variable, but they're fine with the increases in payments. Let's say you bought a property in February or March before all these things happen. These increases happen now because they're seeing on the same street, depending on which market. Let's just talk about in just York region alone. You're looking at a property selling 25-30% less than what you paid for it. Like, that's gonna hit you on an emotional level. But I think it would be foolish to say that this won't impact the market because it absolutely will emotionally and financially. Some people were over leveraged and now they're going to have to sell properties or liquidate properties. And that's going to bring more inventory. But one of the reasons why prices are dropping and sales are dropping isn't actually because there's been that many new listings. It's the rollover listings from the previous months now that not everything is selling. So only half of the properties or 30 of the properties are selling. You have the leftover inventory and that's kind of building up here. And as we head into the next 3 months, we will absolutely be in a balanced market. But what are the next 3 months going to look like? This is going to be the transition period. From June 1st until the end of August, sellers and buyers and real estate agents, appraisers, and the bank and everybody else don't really know what your property is worth. The market's going to dictate that. But it used to be easy because you could look back at previous sales on your street when prices was going up. It was pretty easy to figure out what your property might be worth in that type of environment. But in the environment that we have now, where prices kind of falling off a bit, some people are in positions what they need to sell and the sale becomes the comparable on the street. And now your worth is what they're worth. But then when prices drop slowly every single month, it's like, at what point are you selling and what's your property actually worth? And in these next 3 months are going to be kind of confusing for a lot of buyers and sellers because it's very hard to look at any data that we have right now and make an absolute conclusion of what a property is worth because we don't have enough new data and all the data is changing on a weekly basis. Saying all that, I think once the interest rate increases stop, I'm not the one to say what's gonna happen, but once they stop and let's say September we kind of cool down here and they stop increasing interest rates, then we're gonna be used to the new rates that we have. The fixed rate's gonna be over 4%. The variable rate, it could touch up 4% if variable rates keep going up at this point. And we're used to it to think that when the market will get back to normal, and normal doesn't mean the prices will rise. It just means we'll have enough actual data to look back and go, okay, well, over the last month at the end of August heading into September, we have enough recent sales that we can say with almost certainty, okay, well, this is what a property is now worth, but then the next 3 months, they're going to be fun. I'm excited for it. As someone that's in the industry and sells a lot of properties, you know that not every house is selling anymore, and you have to be creative with the marketing. We have our own in-house media team, hence why we can be really creative with our marketing, especially for our listings. You're going to see more properties listed at real price, but because depending on the property, the offer dates really do not work as well as anymore. Buyers are not willing to play that game, and frankly, it's going to be a change of pace. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I always say, you buy real estate for the long term. You buy and hold, and who knows what the future is going to hold for us. All I know is over the last 40 years, City of Toronto has almost doubled the price in every 10 years. Some markets outside of Toronto doubled in price in the last 2 years. Thank you so much for everyone for watching this video. I really do hope you found it valuable. My name is Raymond Howe, and remember, we put people first.